Okay, you can see the Excel, right?
Yes, sir.
So we have done up to I think that clean price and static price. Okay, let me take one more simple problem for you. I'm just typing data. You try to calculate on your own. So there is a coupon of 8%. Okay, and annual payments. It is annual coupon, payable annually. Then you have YTM for this bond is 7.2%. Current yield, how much? Current yield is 7.55%. Okay, and so it is where find out how many years left to maturity. But you have to find out the N. Okay, right. So how do you go about that? Anyone? What is current yield, by the way? Current yield is the, I think that's what we were supposed to discuss today. Look, I told that, right? Current yield is nothing but current yield is equal to in coupon or interest by current price. So can we find out the price now? Price of the bond today, that is P0. Can tell me something? What is the price? And unless, yeah, can tell? Face value is 1000 rupees. Unless an other is mentioned, we'll stay face value as 1000 rupees for any bond. Yeah, anyone? What the price?
So 1075.
1075. How? What is your coupon? Okay, let me say par value or face value rate. Say okay for your convenience. Okay. What is my coupon then? Annual coupon. How much? 8% into 1000. And current yield is nothing but interest by current price. So if interest is 80, yield is 7.5%. What is the price then? Which cell by which cell? Anyone? Please respond. Current yield is interest by current price. Yield is given, interest is given. What is the current price then? Coupon divided by this one. Okay. So the current price comes to 1059.60. Okay. Now, what is the question? How many years left to maturity? So how do you solve this particular problem? If I have to use the Excel, or you can use the solver also. Okay. So what will be this explanation here? If I have to write that, it will be what? 59.60 is equal to what? Coupon into annuity factor. Can somebody tell me what will be annuity factor R here? What is the R? R comma N. What is the R then? Anyone? R is what? Discounting factor. What is the discounting factor here?
7.2.
7.2%, right? So 0. Okay, let's say 7.2%. What is my N? N is how much? N is actually to be found out, correct? Okay, plus 1000 divided by or into PVIF, not IFA, PVIF, comma 7.2%, comma N. Okay, right. Now solve it, all of you. Use your solver in calculator. You may have to do this also in next tomorrow's exam. So try practice. Anyone who can do it? If you're doing Excel, how do I do that? Assume N as, let's say, yeah, anyone, please try do in Excel, sorry, in your solver. PVIF formula, you know, we have all discussed some class. So if let's say I assume age as N as 8 years. So what will my value then? P0. What will value? How do I do that? Coupon into PV. In Excel, I use PV. Okay, I'm showing the Excel also now. What is my rate? Rate means the discounting factor 7.2. Okay, and how many number of periods? We are assuming, let's say 8 years. And what is the amount? We let us assume one amount is this one. Amount is your okay. In this case, you assume amount as -1 because already you have multiplied 80 in the. No problem, we can do directly. Just okay, ignore what I've told. So I say PV. First we take the PV annuity of the coupon or the interest. How much? Okay, first in the PVI formula, first I require rate. Then I require how many number of period, that I am assuming 8. Then I require how much coupon I get, how much amount I get per period. So it will be that it will be 8% into 1000. Okay, that is my coupon. Then bus, no, right, just do that. Okay, and keep a negative sign here because by default present value throws an answer negative. So keep a negative value there. Then plus how much I get at the end of 8th year, 1000 divided by 1 plus I discounted how many times? Discounted how many times? Please tell me. And what rate? 7.20% rate, and discounting how much time? 8 times. So that gives me how much value? 1047.40, right? Okay. Now how do I know what is my if it is n number of 8 years, then it is that's the thing. Okay. Now how do I go about? What is the exact n? Tell me. Anyone can tell me how to do in the Excel? We discussed that in some class also. I think time will have money. How to solve this? Goal seek. Goal seek from. Okay. So what I do there, we go to data, we go to what if analysis, we go to goal seek. There we set D4 equal to how much? 1059.6, correct? So what we'll do now, one thing, acha, we'll do like this. But the difference now, difference is this minus this. Okay. So we want this difference to be how much in goal seek? What's the difference? Yes?
0.
0. By changing what? Changing this cell.
Rate.
So around how many years? How many years? 11 years we can say. Okay, so you can also do that in your Excel, sorry, calculator solver, whatever one is convenient for you, please use that. That is up to you. Okay, when your exam takes place also, you have choice to use Excel or solver in your calculator, it is up to you. Or you do trial and error method also. So anyway, so 11 years can be taken as 11.05, it can be taken as 11 years the time to maturity, n number, okay? Right. Next, I go to, by the way, have you heard about a bond called zero coupon bond? What is zero coupon bond? I give an example. Anyone?
So it pays at maturity. There are like there's no coupon. Exactly.
Okay.
Coupon value is 0.
Just a second. Venkat Sai, you calculated using your Excel, your calculator solver, or how did you get the answer 11.05?
Sir, I calculated using the calculator.
Very good. So we have got same answer. Calculator
Yes, sir,
solver
I
as
got
well as
11.
Excel, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
11.05.
Yeah. I actually, when I'm going to the screen share, I'm not able to see the messages. That's why I came back now. Yeah, let's go back. What is it you are saying? What is zero coupon bond? Anyone?
It gives the
No
fine, like
interest.
it doesn't coupons in between. When it matures, the final payment is done then only. As
Right.
when the
Can
matures.
you give an example, day-to-day life example, a zero coupon bond?
So like an
Sir, when we take a loan from a friend.
When you take a loan from bank, a zero coupon?
no,
You have
not
to
loan.
pay interest?
Oh, from a friend.
So
Pardon?
maybe a FD.
Yes, very good. Let's say a 5-year FD. So they will say you deposit 1,000 rupees and you get 1,300 at the end of 4 years. Okay. So there is no coupon you get in between. You get finally maturity amount, a lump sum big amount you get. Why is it useful? See, as I told you, bonds have different features to cater to the needs of the investor. Who will be liking this one? Tell me. Zero coupon bond. Who will like this zero coupon bond? What purpose you can use it?
So long-term infrastructure projects which won't generate cash for a while.
Okay, an infrastructure company will take the bond today and cannot have generate cash flow in future. In the immediate future, they will have cash flow maybe sometime later, so they can make the payment that time. Good example. For a day-to-day life, somebody may have a planned expenditure at the end of, let's say, next 5 years. So one can do what? One can do whatever savings they have, they can put in the fixed deposit and take the money after 5 years. The best part, what is the best part of a zero coupon bond? The best part is that use whatever you don't get interest in hand, because if you have to get an interest in hand, okay, let me give an example here. Just a minute. Okay, so let's say 1,000 rupees you deposit and becomes 2,000 at the end of 10 years. Can you please tell me quickly what is the interest rate? You should take 10 seconds to answer this question. I have not discussed about that concept in the time value of money, but you can always tell. 1,000 rupees becomes 2,000 rupees at the end of 10 years. What is the interest rate? Approximate. There is a rule of 72. So 72 by n is equal to r, or 72 by r is equal to m. So approximately how much comes to? Applying rule of 70. Rule of 72 has its limitation. There's a rule of 69. So please explore those rules. There's a rule of 70, there's a rule of 69, which talks about doubling period. Okay. So rule of 69 is better answer. Rule of 72 is just to give a quick answer. Rule of 72. That means how much it is the interest rate then if you apply rule of 72?
7.17%, 7.2%.
7.2%, right? But that is not the correct answer. Correct answer, if you want to know, not a problem. So you take what? This by this, okay, to the power 1 by 10 whole minus 1. So 7.17%, approximately 7.2%, but rule of 72 is just approximate value assess. Okay. Now what is happening? You are getting how much interest in your hand? Actually, effective interest 7.18%, correct? Suppose somebody gives you, okay, you take 1,000 rupees. Sorry, you take the interest every year 7.17%. So there is one option. Two investors goes for one option each. Somebody goes for 1,000 rupees today and takes the money from the issuer at the end of 10 years, 2,000 rupees. Another person, what he does, he gives 1,000 rupees and he gets every year 7.18% return. That means 71.80 paisa, 72 rupees, sorry, 72 rupees every year he gets interest. Every year will get for up to 10th year, and at the end of 10th year he will get the interest of 72 rupees plus 1,000 rupees back. Is it okay? Is my example okay? Have I given the example properly or not? You understood the example?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, but if both the persons have the same need, they need 2,000 rupees at the end of 10th year. And first person has gone for a bond which gives you coupon annually. Now, how does he make it 2,000? Tell me. Because he keeps the 72 rupees every year. 72 rupees every year means how many rupees? How much interest comes to in simple value? 720 rupees. So how much value you will have at the end of the 10th year? How much cash you will have in the hand? Assuming he has not spent that money anywhere. How much cash you will have in his hand? Anyone? Am I not clear? Suppose you are going to get 70 rupees every year up to 10th year and you get 1,000 rupees back at the end of 10th year. How much cash will you have in your hand? Assuming you have not spent that cash.
Sir, 1,720.
1,720. Okay. 1,000 rupees principal back, 700 rupees your interests. Okay. Now, if I have to make it 2,000 as an investor, what should I do now? I'm getting annual coupon how much? 72 rupees. So how do I make it 2,000? What is the challenge for me? What is the challenge for me? I have to reinvest the interest. At what rate? At what rate? Tell me. Yes? 7.2% or 7.17%. Okay, that means which is better? Now tell me, reinvestment by the investor or reinvestment by the company? Which is better? Which one will you go for? Tell me as an investor.
By the investor.
By the investor, that you will take the money and look for 7.2% bond every year. Are you getting my point? Every year, I mean up to 9 years, not 10th year. Every year you will look for a bond which gives you 7.2% coupon and you have to invest. Then what will happen in the second year? You will have now 172 rupees plus 70 plus interest from the interest also. Every year to think of reinvesting. Which is more challenging? Is it not challenging if you reinvest is at your end? Tell me. If the same objective is fulfilled by zero coupon bond, why don't you go for zero coupon bond? My objective is fulfilled and I do not have to bother about every year what to do with that money. Okay. So the zero coupon bonds takes care of reinvestment risk. Okay. Right. So and then I talk about one important concept. YTM assumes that the intermediary payments or receipts are reinvested at YTM itself. Okay. Please keep that in mind. Even if we are doing the YTM calculation where your annual coupon, semi-annual coupon is there, the assumption is that When the investor taking the interest back in his hand, he is actually reinvesting somewhere else. If he's not reinvesting that money and is consuming that cash, then the YTM does not hold good for him or her. Please keep that in mind. YTM assumes that intermediate receipts are reinvested at the YTM itself. So zero coupon bond doesn't have that problem, because whatever interest is there, you are not getting in your hand, you are getting at the end of the nth year as such. But yes, if you are in liquidity problem, you need every year some cash flow for your day-to-day expenses, then your plain bond will be better actually. So depending on the investor need, one can go for simple bond which gives you annual interest or semi-annual interest in cash, or you can go for a bond which gives the entire amount at the end of what? The maturity period. Okay, very good. So next we go to a concept called holding period yield. I'm very disappointed today that I have to type and that I'm not make use of that OneNote, etc. No problem, life is like that only. Just a second. Okay, so holding period yield. All those things are there in the particular slide. Okay, please go to that. So okay, please I have uploaded the slide there, the book slide itself, author slide. You have a look at. Okay, now even if you buy a particular bond, suppose you invest in a particular bond for X rupees today, and you are supposed to hold it for the maturity period, but you may sell that bond in between. There may be a liquid market for you. You can go to the market and sell that bond also, because you need cash that time. So let's say the bond has a life of 10 years, and you buy the bond today, but at the end of third year or fourth year, you think of selling and sell it. So then what is the yield you got? That means it will be what? The price that you got at the end of fourth year and price that you invested, and between whatever interest you got, that you factor and find out the holding period yield. It is holding period yield. In yield to maturity, what we are talking about, it is holding period is same as the maturity period, but holding period may not be same as yield maturity period. Holding period depends upon till when you have to keep the bond in your hand, and then you sell it. You don't send it to the company. If that call option is not there, you will rather sell in the market. Somebody else will buy that bond as such. Okay, right. So this question number 33 in the textbook. You have annual coupon is 7%. Then you have price today. Price is 1060. Maturity period M is how many years? 17. Okay, and par value how much? 1000. Okay, very good. What is the YTM? What is the rate of return? Can anybody tell me what rate of return using solver again? Same formula that we used here. Like this. You have to change the value, I think. What will be that? 10. Oh, price is 1060. Very good. Maybe same value will come. And coupon how much? 7%. And sorry. Here you do not know the rate of interest. You know the N. What is the N? 17. So R% and 17. Coupon is how much? 70. Please solve this in your solver. Please take 2-3 minutes time and solve it. I'll see how many hands are coming up.
6.41%.
In solver you got, Shivam?
6.41
How did you get it?
in Excel.
Excel, very good. So Excel you did the goal seek or something else?
Goal seek.
Okay, good. So all of you please note, I am able to get the answer in 30 seconds. So it becomes, what is that, you know, you are throwing, it is a challenging now. So I will expect such things in examination also. Okay. Anyway, so 6.41% is told by Shivam. Okay, no problem. So otherwise, how do you do that? Please try on your own. So rate of return is given 6.41%. That is your yield. Okay. Now what is the question here? The question is 2 years from now. Okay. After 2 years, YTM falls by 2%. Okay. And you decide to sell. What is the sales price? What is the price at the end of which year? P2. Price P2. How do you go about this? How would go about this one? Price. It is very easy to find out na price now. What the price then? PV. What is my coupon? What is my rate of interest? Rate of return, sorry, yield. What is the yield then at the end of second year? Sorry, the answer question is 1%. Just a minute. ITM falls by 1%. Yes.
5.41%.
5.41%. Very good. So if I apply my PV, so PV is 5. Let me just type it for the make it easier. Sorry, I have to give that PV 5.41%, comma. Yeah, how many years? 15, right?
Yes.
And what is the amount? Amount is how much? Coupon. What the coupon? 7%
70.
into 1000. Okay, bus. That is the, okay, I have to keep the value negative here. Then plus my principal amount back. Principal is how much? 1000 divided by 1 plus again 5.41% to the power 15. Because it comes to 1160.56 or further, right? So at the end of second year, you will be able to sell the bond at 1160.56 rupees. Okay, right? You got that? Now you invested 1000. You invested how much? 1060 rupees. You got 2 years coupon. You also got 1160 price, right? What is my hold? That is what is my holding period yield now? What is my holding period yield? That means I have to equate what is my cash outflow. Tell me, what is my cash outflow? What is my cash outflow in the 0th year? How much I paid?
1,600.
1060.
1,660.
Right? 1060. I'll do minus here. What is my cash inflow? Cash flow 1. How much I get cash flow 1? How much? 70. What is my CF 2? How much I get at the end second year? Tell me. Second year, how much I
70
get?
70
70?
upon 70
Huh?
upon 1 point
No,
one,
no,
one, one
upon,
price.
no, no. Now go by nominal price, nominal value. Don't go by discounted value. What is the cash I get that time?
So 70.
See, I am writing CF2 means I am saying what the cash at the end of second year. Yes, 70. Only 70 or something else?
70 plus the bond price which I said
Very
before.
good. 70 plus the realization at the end, right? Okay, very good. Now you solve it. How do you solve it? 1060 is equal to 70 divided by 1 plus R. Okay, that is you have to do that now. Correct? 70 divided by 1 plus R and 1230.56 divided by 1 plus R to the power 2. Solve for R. That is your holding period yield. If I have to use Excel, very simple formula is there. I use a formula called internal rate of return, IRR. Bus. I give that and do that. I get 11 point something. Let me increase that to decimal. So 11.1.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
sir, why is IRR called internal rate of return? Like internal to what?
It is internal to the cash flow that you get in between. We'll discuss more about the internal rate of return in the project appraisal class. Okay. I'm just introducing this concept here to now know the rate of return effective that is there when you have cash flow, and IRR also has to take care of that. You have to have at least one cash flow negative. Suppose I make it positive cash flow, na? Let's say hypothetically, IRR will give an error. Okay, in IRR, at least one of the cash flow has to be negative. Anyway, that we'll discuss in the project appraisal class. It is internal means internal to the cash flow of the company assets. Okay. That much I can tell, and further you can explore that also. But anyway, that's a good question. Nobody, I'm telling you frankly, who asked this question by the way? Who asked
So
this
it's
question?
Avyag.
Of you. Okay. I the first time somebody asked me in my teaching career actually. Why it is called internal? Why it is called external? Okay. And another, I'm just hypothesizing there only. It is from the company's point of view. Company calculates on its own. Look at that. IRR is more of a decision making facilitator. Okay. Suppose you expect return is let's say 5%, IRR is 7%. You can take up the project. Okay, so we'll discuss more about this in the project appraisal section. Okay, right. So you can do that in Solver, whatever it is up to you. Okay, now let me go to one more thing. I have readily available some data. Let me use that. This is your question number, I think 18 or 19. Just a minute. This is question number 18. Okay, so let me, for the timing, flag this. Let me just okay. So you have two bonds here. Okay, bond X and bond Y. Both of them the face value is 1000 rupees. 1000 rupees here. Coupon in one, the first bond is 8.5%. This is your question number 18. Okay, let me write here question 18. And 7%. YTM is 7% and 8.5%. Okay. Now, can somebody tell me which particular bond is a discount bond, which particular bond is a premium bond in these two cases? Yes, anyone? Comparing coupon and YTM, can somebody tell me which is a premium bond, which is a discount bond, which is a par bond? How do you say that? Abhishek Kumar, can you answer this question?
No, sir.
Okay, no problem.
So why is the discount bond?
Pardon?
So why is the discount? Because the coupon is less than the YTM.
No, I am not saying. I am asking you, comparing these two bonds, tell me which is a discount bond. Oh, why? Oh, sorry, you are answering. Oh, sorry, I am very
Yes.
sorry. Why is
Yes.
a discount bond? You are saying.
Yes, so why is discount and X is premium?
Okay, very good. Okay, yes. If yield is more than, you see here, when the yield is same as coupon rate, it will be known as par bond, period. Now, if yield is going up, if yield is more, okay, if yield is more than the coupon, what does it mean? The price must be lower. If the price becomes lower, then yield becomes higher. Price and return has an inverse relationship. Okay, as the discounting factor goes up, price will go down. Or if the price goes down, discounting factor or yield will be higher. Okay, so the yield to maturity or yield or return, what you expected, say IRR for that matter, is more than the coupon rate. That is called a discount bond. If it is less than that, then yield is less means price must be higher. The price is higher than the face value, then it becomes a what? A premium bond. Anyway, you see here, one is a premium bond, another is a discount bond. What do we do here? We find the price today. So no problem. Price today is, you can see here, let me now change the color. Okay, you can see here, what the price? I take the present value of annuity of the coupon, 8.5 into 1000, 85 rupees. Not 85, it is actually 42.5 because it is semi-annual. Okay, annual coupon, but it is semi-annual. Okay, that means every 6 months you get 42.5. So how, what will be the N then? N will be how many? What will be N? What is the N? If 13 years is your term to maturity and coupon is paid semi-annually, what will be N? 13 into 26. Okay,
26.
right? So like that when I do, and then you get 1000 rupees back at the end of the 13th year. So that value gives me 1126883. You can now see 1000 rupees bond is sold in the market at 883, means a discount bond. 1000 rupees bond is sold at 1126, means a premium bond. That you can, whatever you concluded in our discussion, same thing is coming here. Now at the end of first year, what is the price? Assuming there is no change in YTM, what will be the price then? No problem. What you have taken here, the 13 years to maturity, you take 12 years to left to maturity. Similarly, at the end of third year, what is the value? 10 years left to maturity. At the end of 8th year, what is the value? 5 years maturity. Okay. So now you are finding P1. No problem. I have set the formula in such a manner. If I can drag it, I get these values. Now tell me what is happening here. What is happening here? At the end of 13th year, if you buy and sell the buy the bond, you will pay how much? 1000 only. Because there is no coupon to be given to you because it is already 13 years over. Whoever is having the bond, he or she will get the interest coupon. So what is happening here? Both premium bond and discount bond migrate towards the par value as it goes towards maturity. So the discount value bond goes up and the premium bond value goes down. Because at the end of the day, at 13th year, the value cannot be more than 1000 rupees. Whatever you have to get, you will get that much only. Okay, now if I have to, I can what happened? Okay. Can somebody tell me how to plot this? Able to plot this? Insert graph. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, very good. Can you see here the graph?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that was better to see. Okay, no problem. So you can see here. So at the end of the day, this goes like that. All of them go towards the maturity value, that is 1000 rupees. Okay, right. So there is one more concept left. No, there is no time. There's 5 minutes left only. So that concept in the bond I'll talk about the interest rate risk. Okay, but the long term bond have more risk, short term bond has more risk. With an example, I'll do that. I think we'll do that question number 19. With that, I'll complete the bond valuation and start share valuation in tomorrow's class, followed by the class test. Okay. Okay, bye for now. Just a minute. Hold on. Okay. Okay, see you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, no problem. Because Surira. अरे आप लोग अभी भी क्लास में हो? चैतन्य राय,